Former FBI Director Jim Comey is making a key move that will test whether the case against him holds up in court. A new filing today shows he plans to ask the court to reject Trump's hand-picked federal prosecutor, Lindsay Halligan. Remember, she took over as U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia after the former U.S. Attorney was pushed out because he refused to bring the charges against Comey and New York Attorney General Tish James. With us for more, Jeremy Saland, criminal defense attorney and former Manhattan prosecutor, and former U.S. Attorney Joyce Vance. She spent 25 years as a federal prosecutor. Joyce, explain what Comey is doing with this legal strategy and why.
This is a strategy that's designed to test whether the entire case can be dispensed with on a purely procedural ground, because the way that Lindsay Halligan was dropped into this office is arguably inappropriate under the Vacancies Reform Act, which is this arcane proceeding, we've talked about it before, Steph, that permits the position of U.S. Attorney to be filled when it becomes empty. And here there's an issue about whether or not the administration had the ability to drop in a second temporary appointment, or whether they should have left that up to the court. The reason that that's so important here is because this indictment was filed and signed off only by Lindsay Halligan. So if her appointment was improper, well, they would need to have a new indictment with someone else's signature on it. But they can't do that because the statute of limitations, the time for the government to indict, has already expired. So if a court believes that Halligan was improperly appointed, this entire case goes away because the government made a tragic mistake.
I want to talk about Tish James because the Washington Post editorial board pointed out that her prosecution, quote, bears some resemblance to what James did to Donald Trump when she had power over him. James, a Democrat, campaigned to be Attorney General back in 2018 on the promise of pursuing Trump that was inappropriate, even unethical. That is what the Washington Post Ed Board says. Now, that does not make the decision to bring these charges any less abusive. Jeremy, is that a fair comparison? I want you to walk our viewers through the difference.
Superficially, it's a fair comparison, but you have to dig a little deeper. And why is that?
Take us there.
So remember, she's inheriting a position, or she's running for a position. That office had already been prosecuting, not necessarily criminally, but civilly, cases against the Trump Foundation and cases against Trump's prior decisions. And more specifically, going after some of the foundation's use of dollars to pay for personal business and as part of the 2006 presidential campaign. So there was already a footing there and a foundation there, number one. Number two, she's running as chief prosecutor. And when you're running for chief prosecutor, it's not unexpected and likely not remotely atypical to say, I'm going to fight crime, I'm going to pursue certain offenses, both civilly and criminally, in that position. Was it a little bit off-putting and maybe inappropriate to target Donald Trump specifically? Yeah, that may have got a little bit much into the rhetoric compound, but at the same time, you're coming from that place I mentioned before where there's existing investigations into Donald Trump. Ultimately, this was not a snap judgment by Donald Trump trying to get something over the finish line like Comey. We're running out of time. We got to do it. This was an ongoing investigation by James, as well as her prior predecessors, into Donald Trump. Not the same, very different. Last but not least, you have criminal and civil. Vastly different, with vastly different implications.
All right, well, let's talk Jack Smith, because former special counsel Jack Smith, for anybody who may have forgotten who he was, he recently spoke publicly for the first time since Trump returned to the White House. I want to share a little bit of what he told former FBI General Counsel, our colleague Andrew Weissman, about how the DOJ is being used to prosecute opponents of Donald Trump.
If there's rules in the department about how to bring a case, follow those rules. You can't say, I want this outcome, let me throw the rules out. That's why, frankly, you see all these conflicts between the career apolitical prosecutors I worked with. I get very concerned when I see how easy it is to demonize these people for political ends, when these are the very sort of people I think we should be celebrating. The people on my special counsel team were like that. The idea that politics played a role in who worked on that case or who got chosen is ludicrous.
Joyce, I know he's choosing his words carefully, but is Jack Smith warning us about what the DOJ is currently being turned into?
Well, look, I think everybody is issuing that warning this week from all different fronts. Chris Christie did it earlier today. It's coming from all sides of the political arena. But Jack Smith, I think, is making the point that we would expect to hear from a career prosecutor. And what he's saying is, you may not believe it in this day and age, but there are prosecutors at the Justice Department who don't care about politics. These are people of integrity. They work cases based only on the facts and the law. They don't let other considerations enter the equation. And so we can have confidence when they make decisions about whether cases should be indicted or not indicted. What's wrong here and what we need to really reject is this idea of political prosecutions made by people the president has dropped into office.
Weigh in on this one, because you've got House Republicans that are now demanding Smith testify before the Judiciary Committee. This might be careful what you wish for, boys and girls.
There's nothing more terrifying to the Republicans than Jeffrey Epstein and that file being released. Maybe a close second.
Are Democrats who are just as afraid?
No, I think Democrats would welcome that. And what they would welcome is that Jack Smith report, that final report that's been hidden. Bring him in, let him speak, show us you have the courage. Not so smart.
I'm pretty sure there's also Democrats that are afraid of the Jeffrey Epstein file.
Maybe true, maybe true.
Business
Jack
people.
Smith.
Jack Smith, without a doubt. Joyce, thank you. Jeremy, always good to see you back here.